During the Age of Enlightenment, the French political philosopher Montesquieu once said, "Constant experience shows us that every man invested with power is apt to abuse it and to carry his authority as far as it will go." Freedom in video games has always been an interesting topic of discussion. Should Gordon Freeman be allowed to talk? Should Link be able to go to any dungeon he wants in any order? The amount of control players are given in a video game can tell you how linear the developer wanted the experience to be, and whether or not they trust the player to do what was or was not asked of them. On the surface, it seems like the amount of freedom you have is a clean-cut line. Most level-based games, like the Super Mario franchise, feel very straightforward and scripted, whereas open-world games like the Elder Scrolls franchise feel like boxes of unopened possibilities. But then, you give players even more freedom. Then you get to games like Spore. Do you want to know what happens there? If you give players power, they will abuse it. Especially if the game has glitches or an audience that will encourage humorous behavior. Now, don't get me wrong, some developers have done a great job of giving players freedom while still maintaining at least an ounce of dignity. Like, for example, Nintendo. With their gaming communication system Miiverse and Mario Maker, they've done a great job of censoring inappropriate imagery, moderating comments for foul language, and even deleting all of a player's stars for using glitches in their levels. Now, this is where we get into some gray ground. Is it right to accidentally give players a tool like a bug or a loophole and then scold them for trying to use it? Most players don't think so, and neither do some developers. In fact, some developers reward players for finding exploits, like Valve's policy of giving players who find glitches free stuff, or that one time Mojang made Minecraft's Bud glitch its own official block in an update. Speaking of Minecraft, let's talk a bit more about how sandbox games fit into all of this. A sandbox game, for those of you that don't know, is any video game contained in a single world that the player is free to explore, usually with various tools and features to be tinkered with in different scenarios. Some popular sandbox games would be Minecraft, GTA, Elder Scrolls, Garry's Mod, and many more. So, shouldn't they have the most amount of freedom? Yeah, they do. I'm not really sure what you expected me to say. They're called sandbox games. You can do whatever you want. But that also doesn't mean that they're all inherently chaotic. In fact, I'd go as far to say that sandbox games discredit the concept of freedom causing chaos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, compare Grand Theft Auto and Skyrim. They both arguably have the same amount of freedom in their games. You travel around a large populated world, kill, steal, and plunder in whatever amounts you want whenever you want. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you look at YouTube, most GTA videos revolve around murder and destruction, whereas Skyrim videos usually have more of a focus on slaying beasts and completing quests. So, what is it that causes such huge differences between the two if their freedom is relatively equal? If you think about it, it's actually a pretty simple answer. Demographics. And no, I'm not just buying into stereotypes. The statistics show. Skyrim encourages progress and adventure, leading more mature, intellectual players to it. Whereas, and I hate to say it, games like GTA encourage more juvenile behavior. You get it. It's why kids love Minecraft. But hey, maybe there's a lot more to it. What do you think? Is there a game with a player base that never abuses the system? Or is it better to keep to locked down linear games? Am I being a narrow-minded sociopath who bends facts to make them seem the way I deem them fit? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Oh, and before you go, I hope you like this new style of discussion video. I want to try to keep subjects narrowed down to video games, but wider than just one game for the time being, so let me know if you have any ideas. Have a wonderful day.